Most people over 40 are doing cardio completely wrong. And the scary part is, they don't even realize it. What used to burn fat in your 20s can now quietly destroy your joints, eat your muscle tissue, and actually slow your metabolism down. If you are waking up stiff, if your results have stalled, or if you feel more exhausted than energized after a workout, it's not because you aren't working hard enough. It's because the rules of your physiology have changed. In this video, I'll show you exactly what's going wrong with traditional cardio for us, and the science-backed alternatives that actually work after 40, so you don't waste years making the same mistakes I did. Introduction. Here's the thing. We've been told for decades that if you want to lose weight and get healthy, you need to move more and eat less. So we hit the pavement, we spend hours on the elliptical, and we sweat buckets. We treat our bodies like machines that just need to run longer to burn more fuel. But after 40, the rules change physically. A few years ago, I was doing exactly what I thought I was supposed to do. Long runs, high intensity, the whole no pain, no gain mentality. But my results slowed down. My energy just kept dropping, and my knees started to ache every single morning. That's not random. That was my body fighting back against a stimulus it could no longer recover from properly. You see, in your 20s, your body is resilient. It can handle high stress and bounce back. But as we age, hormonal shifts change how we process exercise stress. If you ignore this, you aren't just stalling your progress, you might be reversing it. Mistake 1. The chronic cardio trap. So let's start with the mistake almost everyone makes without realizing it. I call it the chronic cardio trap. This is when you spend 45 minutes to an hour doing moderate intensity, steady-state cardio. Jogging, the elliptical, or the stationary bike at a steady medium pace. You finish, you're sweaty, and you feel like you've accomplished something. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. After 40, this type of training can actually signal your body to store fat, specifically around the midsection. Why? Because long-duration, moderate-stress cardio spikes cortisol, your stress hormone. When you were 20, your body could clear that cortisol quickly. Now, it lingers. And chronically high cortisol is catabolic, meaning it eats away at muscle tissue to provide energy. This is where things usually go sideways. You see the scale not moving, so you do more cardio. You lose more muscle. Your metabolism slows down further because muscle is your metabolic engine. It's a vicious cycle that leads to the skinny fat look, where you weigh less, but you look softer. The fix. Prioritize strength over mileage. So if you're wondering, okay, then what should I actually be doing? You don't need more cardio. You need to protect your muscle. The fix isn't stopping movement. The fix is changing the signal. Instead of 5 days of long cardio, flip the script. Prioritize 2 to 3 days of full-body strength training. I'm talking about compound movements, squats, pushes, pulls. Movements that recruit multiple muscle groups at once. These movements tell your body, I need this muscle to survive, which boosts your metabolism even when you are resting. When you do cardio, keep it at the extremes. Walking is fantastic because it doesn't spike cortisol. Sprints are effective because they boost growth hormone, but they are very taxing and require long recovery. The middle ground, that gray zone of hour-long jogging, is the danger zone. Avoid it. Mistake 2. High-impact punishment, which brings us to the next mistake. Treating your joints like they are tires that can be easily replaced. Most people assume that to get a good workout there has to be impact. Jumping jacks, burpees, long-distance running on concrete. We associate the pounding sensation with working hard. Here's the part most people don't realize until it's gone. Cartilage doesn't have a blood supply. It doesn't heal like muscle does. It relies on pad diffusion to get nutrients, which is a very slow process. When you pound your joints repeatedly after 40, you aren't toughening them up. You're often just accelerating wear and tear. And once your knees or hips start screaming, you stop moving altogether. That's the real risk. Sedentary living caused by avoidable injury. The fix. The invisible intensity. So how do we get the heart benefits without the joint destruction? We use gravity and angles, not impact. My favorite alternative? Incline walking. Set the treadmill to a high incline, 10 or 12%, and walk at a moderate speed. Or find a steep hill in your neighborhood. When you do this, your heart rate skyrockets just like it would on a run. But there is zero pounding on the knees. One foot is always in contact with the ground. This feels too easy at first. You might think, I'm just walking, and why that's good. That's not cheating. That's intelligence. You are getting all the cardiovascular benefits, strengthening the heart, burning calories, while completely sparing your joints. Another great option is rucking, wearing a weighted backpack while you walk. It pulls your shoulders back, fixes your posture, and turns a simple walk into a resistance workout. It strengthens the spinal erectors and the glutes without you even thinking about it. This is how you train for longevity. You want to be the person still hiking at 80, not the person who ran marathons at 40 and can't walk at 60. Mistake 3. The cold start error. Here's something nobody really explains clearly. Most falls and injuries don't happen because someone is weak. They happen because the body is stiff and the nervous system isn't ready to react. Mistake number 3 is the cold start. Skipping the warm-up because you don't have time, or thinking a warm-up is just a waste of energy. When you are young, your tissues are like elastic bands. You can stretch them cold and they snap back. After 40, your tissues are more like leather. If you try to stretch cold leather forcefully, it tears. If you jump straight into a run or a workout after sitting at a desk for 8 hours, your hips are tight, your glutes are asleep, and your spine is stiff. You are asking a compromised body to perform at high output. The fix: dynamic prep. You don't need a 20-minute yoga session. You need 5 minutes of dynamic prep. This isn't static stretching where you hold a pose for 30 seconds. That actually weakens the muscle before a workout. I want you to move through ranges of motion. Leg swings to open the hips. Hip circles to lubricate the joint capsule. Thoracic twists to mobilize the spine. Think of this as waking up, the connection between your brain and your muscles. When you do leg swings, you aren't just loosening the hamstring. You are telling your nervous system, hey, we are about to use this range of motion, get ready to stabilize me. That's not wasting time. That's your body learning to trust itself again. When your body trusts that it has the range of motion, it allows you to move with more power and less pain. It unlocks strength you didn't know you had because your brain stops putting on the brakes. Mistake 4. Ignoring recovery signals. And now we get to the mistake that ruins progress faster than anything else. Training with the no days off mentality. We live in a culture that celebrates the grind. We think if we miss a day, we are failing. But after 40, recovery is the workout. When you train, you are breaking the body down. You are creating micro tears in the muscle and stressing the central nervous system. The actual improvement, the muscle growth, the fat burning, the strengthening, happens when you rest. If you are hitting high-intensity intervals or heavy weights every single day, you are just digging a hole you can't climb out of. You'll feel tired, irritable, and your joints will ache. This is a state called under-recovery, and it mimics the symptoms of aging. The fix: active recovery. That's not weakness. That's biology. You need to schedule recovery just like you schedule your meetings. But recovery doesn't mean sitting on the couch eating chips. It means active recovery. On your off days, go for a gentle walk. Do some mobility work. Go for a swim. This low-level movement pumps blood through the tissues, delivering nutrients and removing waste products without stressing the system. It speeds up healing. It signals the parasympathetic nervous system to calm down and rebuild. Not because you're lazy, not because you're broken, but because you want results. Conclusion. So let's connect the dots. Stop grinding your joints into dust with high-impact chronic cardio. Stop skipping the warm-up because you're in a rush. And stop feeling guilty for resting. Instead, build a foundation of strength. Walk on an incline to protect your knees while building your heart. Listen to your body when it asks for recovery. Everything on this channel is designed to help your body work with you, not against you, after 40. If today's video helped you see exercise differently, go ahead and subscribe. But before you go, there's one more thing you need to understand. None of this works if your nutrition is fighting against your hormones. Click the video on your screen now. It's the missing piece most people never fix regarding what to eat to support this new way of training.